Unless you're in it, you can't possibly know it. And there's no manual, there's nobody to really tell you how it's going to work.
Just seeing the personality change was heartbreaking. It was absolutely heartbreaking. And that's what this disease does. It robs people of their dignity, it robs them of their personality, it robs them of who they are.
They forget who you are. That's all I thought it was. It is not that. It is not that. It is your brain deteriorating.
So you see the same person, but he's not the same person anymore.
The hardest part is watching somebody you love, someone who you're in contact every day, to watch them slip away.
Love you too.
Hang on to all of your good thoughts that you've had for those 62 years and translate them into the tomorrows that are yet to come.
A series of voices, loved ones, and those silently battling the debilitating disease, Alzheimer's. Welcome to a Queen City News Alzheimer's special, The Longest Day. I'm your host, Maureen Wirtz.
And I'm Julian Sador. Over the year, we've interviewed a number of Alzheimer's dementia patients and their caregivers to share their stories in hopes of raising money to eventually find a cure.
The longest day falls on the summer solstice, a symbolic day that acknowledges the long and heartbreaking fight against this disease. At times, that battle feels never ending, but there is still light and still hope.
And that hope comes from those living with Alzheimer's and their loved ones. There are complex stories of love and loss, moments of joy that fade into ones of sadness. Today, on the longest day, with the most light to fight this darkness of this cruel disease, we're asking you for some of your time.
And our first story introduces you to a man simply known as Mr. Ed.
2 parts hydrogen and 1 part oxygen.
As it goes with most stories, we begin this one with an introduction.
And Iris, and Nika, and Edward, and fish.
The fish may just be fish.
I could sit there and watch the fish all day long.
But more importantly,
So what do I do now?
this is Mr. Ed to some,
You did good, Mr. Ed.
I guess.
Ed Howard to others. And here is Pam,
Me and my wife, when we first got married.
Ed's wife of almost 26 years.
Unless you're in it, you can't possibly know it. And there's no manual, there's nobody to really tell you how it's going to work.
For the first 23 years of marriage, life was sweet, certain.
A squared plus B squared equals 1. That's a circle.
But it all changed in February 2022
I'm looking for a surfboard.
when Ed was diagnosed with dementia.
So you see the same person, but he's not the same person anymore.
You know, I have a good memory, it's just not very long.
Twice a week, Ed spends his day at Cora Intergenerational Center in Charlotte, an adult day center for people with Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and dementia.
Well, I need these.
On the days he's not at Cora,
Pam,
he's home,
I need to see you.
Are you doing okay?
just passing time while Pam works in her home office.
I need you to zip my jacket.
Well, you could just do the snaps because it's not that cold out. We don't need the zip. That'd be all right?
I guess.
It's slower, quieter, lonelier.
Or sometimes it's boredom. He'll come and say, well, what can I do now? Well, what can I do now?
Somebody's here.
Well, what can I do now? Did you do lock the door?
Somebody locked it.
Feeling bored or isolated makes life tougher for Ed. 2/3 of people living with dementia report feeling socially isolated, according to the Journal for Nurse Practitioners. And those feelings make dementia symptoms get worse.
Pam?
Though he'd love to go more often,
Now tomorrow I go to the senior center. They call it Cora's.
2 times a week
And that's where I really enjoy it.
is all they can afford.
This disease is very expensive in ways you don't expect until it happens.
Cora is one of 9 adult day centers in Mecklenburg County. There used to be several more, but their numbers keep shrinking, all while their wait list keeps growing. And it's only expected to get worse as the number of adults with dementia is expected to double by 2050.
We have people who have worked all their lives, but they don't have funding to go to an adult daycare center.
Mary Wilson is the program director. She spends her days researching funding and grants. Money has been drying up while the need continues to grow.
And that's just so important for people to know that somebody cares about them.
Someone cares.
Making a list. I'm just following her.
In this case, it's a lot of someone's.
My name is Edward Howard. How are you?
And some little someone's.
You ready?
This is Mr. Ed's favorite activity at Cora. Hanging out with the 4-year-olds.
Millie is stuck.
Reading a book.
Pokey pokey with me.
Having a dance party.
That's what it's all about.
It's only a few minutes a day, but those few minutes change everything for Mr. Ed.
Very happy.
It's not just fun for the 4-year-olds, but also good for Mr. Ed. Studies have shown that social activities help slow down cognitive decline in those with dementia. It's a hug.
Yeah, he wrote that up there one day, and so we just left it.
A note.
Loved. He's reminding me that he loves me and that he knows who I am.
So how was that?
Mr. Ed has a way of making people feel special.
You want to hear something funny?
Just by starting from the beginning with an introduction.
What's your name?
David.
And your name?
Dave and DJ.
And yours?
Luca.
Oh, yeah?
These stories do more than just give an outlet for those who have to battle Alzheimer's in the shadows. It gives them a megaphone to share their heartbreaking insight into what it's like to care for loved ones afflicted. That includes my own father, whose life took a turn when my Nana Jean, his mother, became one of the more than 7 million Americans with Alzheimer's and dementia. For my job, I get to interview people all the time. What estimate do they have for you? This one, though, was different.
Not right in front of your face. Perfect.
Much better. That's because this is my dad.
I'm Brian Sador.
And this story is about how Alzheimer's and dementia forever changed our family.
Let's just keep going, Rob.
My Nana Jean Berman, was the matriarch of our family.
You don't kid around.
The very glue that held us all together. As a kid and even as an adult,
Love you too, Julian.
there was nothing like a hug and a kiss from her.
I know that Julian called you.
Somehow, some way, she always knew what to do to make you feel better.
She felt a role that was important to be kind of all-encompassing, to be the greatest grandparent that she could, and to know that all 3 of you, you and your 2 siblings, had that kind of love that is a very, very special love, and she had reservoirs of it.
To me, she was everything, but to my dad, she was his best friend. For 35 years, the 2 would share a call nightly,
Okay, sweetheart.
usually around 11 p.m.
Love you. Bye.
Every day was an opportunity just to say, hi, Mom, I love you, I miss you, and I'll see you soon.
When the pandemic hit, my dad, being semi-retired, made it his full-time job to check in on her, driving from Maryland all the way down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida every month just to keep her company. It was a chance to spend quality time with her when the world was shut down. And as beautiful as that was, unbeknownst to us, something uglier was brewing.
Mom, that card doesn't go there. Don't tell me, I've got it. And so she was very good, because she was so intelligent, with masking parts of the dementia that I couldn't recognize then.
What we know now was that those were the beginning signs of dementia. But at 97 years old, my dad would simply chalk them up to her age. It wasn't until 3 years later that things would really take a turn.
Happy birthday to you.
Shortly after her 100th birthday, Nana fell in the kitchen. She ended up needing surgery on her back. And although the surgery was successful, it sped the dementia up at a rapid rate. Seemingly even faster, our world forever changed. My dad turned into primary caregiver, and the Nana we knew, the world traveler, the one who read books by the dozen each month, the one who seemed to have it all together always, now would summon my dad to her room several times a night.
I don't remember the best.
Okay, that's all right.
Lost each time he arrived.
It's all right.
It's okay. The wall is closing in on me. Am I okay? And did I just go to the bathroom? Yes, yes, and yes, Mom. And I would stand there and cry in the dark because it hurt me so much to see her decline.
Thankfully, we weren't alone. My dad and I both found the Alzheimer's Association. He got involved in Florida, and I did the same here in Charlotte.
Everybody cheer!
And those resources helped immensely battling the tough questions. Should we put her into a facility or hire help? How much is this going to cost, and can we even afford it? They, along with family and friends, provided the support so desperately needed to get through the worst part of this disease.
The hardest part is watching somebody you love, someone who you're in contact every day, to watch them slip away. To be aware that there's nothing you can do, that there's only one end point. So you're basically enjoying or trying to savor each day, while you know that one day is the last day.
Surprise!
So, savor is what we did.
Hello?
Hello.
The grandchildren visited. We relished the moments where there was clarity. And for my dad, he stayed the course, right up until the end, as he had done with his sister, his dad, and now his mom.
I'm kind of like the last person standing. But if there was anybody that could be with her, it was me. My biggest promise was that I would not let her be alone.
And that is one of the tough parts of the disease, the pain it brings. Not only from watching someone you love slip away, but the impact it has on family members who become caregivers. And that's why my family's story, although unique in some ways, is something that millions of people can relate to in the sense of what Alzheimer's and dementia does to the people we love and to their families.
However, there is hope. Already we have seen that the FDA-approved medicine is slowing the decline of early onset Alzheimer's disease, and so that is why raising money to support more research is so needed. Fundraising efforts for Alzheimer's continues and grows every year. Charlotte is one of the top 30 cities in the country in terms of fundraising efforts, helping raise more than $740,000 last year. There are at least 17 major events and walks to end Alzheimer's set for later this fall. You still have time to volunteer and register, and your effort could help researchers pave a way for a brighter future against a disease that leaves millions in the dark.
Alzheimer's is a disease that steals time. It slowly robs people of their hopes, their joy, their love, and their memories. That's why it's called the long goodbye, because of the slow, heartbreaking decline it causes. But we won't stop fighting. All of us at Queen City News will continue to shine a light on a disease that touches so many.
So we thank you for being here to listen to those voices and remember their stories, giving them some of your precious time on the longest day.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.